Hey everybody, welcome back to Building Up. My name is Tyler, and today I'll be making some Fantastic Four minifigures based on the official MCU cast announcement. And I know that was a couple weeks ago, but I've been waiting on some Bricklink orders so I can make these figures as good as possible. I also saw that Mini Superheroes Today recently put out a similar video, and I swear I'm not trying to copy Jonathan over there, but I will be using some of the same parts. Great minds just think alike sometimes. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, starting with Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, who will be played by Pedro Pascal. I used these dual molded blue and white legs to give him some boots, and those come from Stardust Benny from the Lego Movie 2. Moving up to the torso, I got this one from the Special Forces Clone Trooper figure. It definitely looks more like armor than the sweaters we see them wearing in that announcement art, but I like the white circular symbol on the chest to represent the team's logo. Then I replaced the hands with some medium tan ones to match the skin tone of this head from the Din Djarin figure, and even though it only has this stern expression, I think it's our best option because Pedro Pascal obviously plays that character as well in The Mandalorian. Then I gave him this black swept hair with grey printing on the sides from Doctor Strange. Moving on to Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, who will be played by Vanessa Kirby, I gave her the same legs and torso as Reed, then gave her this head and long tan hair from Soyona Santos from Jurassic World, and replaced the hands with some light nougat ones. And since the announcement came out on Valentine's Day, we see her with a heart-shaped box of chocolates in her lap, so I gave her this 1x1 red heart tile from the Queen of Hearts figure from the Disney 100 CMF. Next up we have Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, who will be played by Joseph Quinn. And here's where the outfits change, because he's not wearing a suit like the other two are, though I'm assuming we'll see him suit up at some point. But based on that art, I gave him some regular dark blue legs to represent jeans, then got this blue torso with the collar printing from Speed Racer. So it's a fairly obscure part, but it worked perfectly here. Then I gave him this head from the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man figure from the Marvel Series 1 CMF, and this swept back hair with a widow's peak in dark tan. Moving on to Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, who will be played by Eben Moss-Backrack. Starting with the head this time, this one was trickier because there aren't a lot of orange printed heads in LEGO's catalog, so I actually went ahead and found a knockoff one online, then used Photoshop to turn that into a decal that I could stick onto a plain orange head. And I don't have a decal or sticker printer, but I was able to use some standard size label paper, and I think it turned out okay. Then I gave him this blue jacket torso with a white stripe from the Animal Rescue figures from LEGO City, and replaced the hands with some orange ones. Moving down to the legs, I gave him some regular dark blue legs and added a couple of 1x1 orange tiles on the bottom to represent his feet. You could also use these dual molded dark blue and orange legs from Deathstroke and Hobgoblin, but I kind of prefer this method because he isn't really wearing shorts in that art, and those plates on the bottom of his feet make him a little taller than his teammates. We also see him reading a newspaper, which is actually supposed to be this Life magazine from 1963 featuring President Lyndon B. Johnson, but I decided to give him this newspaper from the Daily Bugle with the headline "Man Walks on the Moon," and this is sort of a double Easter egg because the Fantastic Four team up with Spider-Man pretty regularly in the comics, and they were also astronauts, which is actually how they got their powers. And speaking of astronauts, we see Ben Grimm in his human form in the framed picture behind him, so I wanted to make that figure as well. And here's what I came up with. The legs, torso, and helmet all come from the CMF Series 15 astronaut figure, but I replaced the visor with this transparent clear one, and the hands with some light nougat ones. Then I gave him this head from Indiana Jones from the Temple of the Golden Idol set, and this short tousled hair in dark brown. And finally we have their robot helper, Herbie. Other than the wheels, this is mostly based on how Herbie is built in the LEGO Marvel Superheroes video game, and I'll put out a video soon showing you how to build it, so stay tuned for that. He's also serving the Thing some sort of drink in this white Fantastic Four mug, but I ended up using this TVA mug from Loki. And here's the whole team all together. I'm really happy with how they all turned out, but let me know if you would do anything differently to make these figures even better. So there you have it guys, my custom minifigures for the MCU Fantastic Four. I think we'll finally get Fantastic Four LEGO sets with the release of the movie, but hopefully these can tide us over until then. I'll also be making these characters from the comic books next week, and I have some super exciting ideas for that video, so stick around. But that'll do it for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. But wait, if you're also a nerd and you want to see more, leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, follow me on my socials, Instagram and TikTok @BuildingUpBricks, and as always, keep building up.